Jujutsu Kaisen is full of strange characters and curses, but would you like me to introduce you to 20 of the strongest Jujutsu characters? Be with me until the end. Let's go. Jujutsu Kaisen is one of Shonen Jump's most beloved series. With its 2020 anime adaptation, Jujutsu Kaisen only became more popular. The series follows Yujiya Tadori, an athletically inclined high schooler who stumbled upon the supernatural world after his occult research club accidentally unleashed a cursed spirit by unwrapping one of Sakina's cursed fingers. Yuji swallowed it to save his clubmates and his new friend, Megami Fushiguro. He became Sakina's vessel and enrolled at Jujutsu High to fight cursed spirits and keep the king of curses in check. Jujutsu Kaisen is full of powerful characters, but some are stronger than others. Number 20. Miwa. Miwa is a grade 3 sorcerer. She's super hard on herself and even gave herself the nickname Useless Miwa. Even though she's far from it, she showed off her impressive swordsmanship during the Goodwill Event during her fight against Maki. Unfortunately, Maki overpowered her and broke her sword. Miwa also participated in the night parade of 100 demons and helped her classmates ward off Siguru's mob of cursed spirits. Miwa doesn't have an innate curse technique, but she's capable of activating a simple domain that spells instant injuries for whoever walks inside. Number 19. Principal Gakuganji. Principal Gakuganji's sorcery grade is unknown, but he showed off some of his skills during the Goodwill Event when the gang needed to ward off Mahito's group. His innate technique is literally electrifying. Gakuganji uses his body like a guitar amp, and every strum of his electric guitar sends sound waves of cursed energy out into the atmosphere, swiftly getting rid of any cursed spirit in his radius. Nobody expected an electric guitar to become a cursed tool, but it just proves that anything is possible in Jujutsu Kaisen. Number 18. Noritashi Kamo. Even in the manga, not much has been seen of Noritashi Kamo. However, it's obvious that he's strong. Kamo is a semi-grade 1 sorcerer and inherited the Kamo clan's blood manipulation technique. He also blends Jujutsu with his expert archery skills. Kamo proved his strength when he stood on a level playing field against Megami and his 10 Shadows curse technique. After that, he proved his strength when he fought alongside Megami and Inumaki when Nanami attacked. Fans hope to see more of Kamo in the future. Number 17. Kakachi Muta. Kakachi Muta is one of the many tortured souls fans are introduced to in Jujutsu Kaisen. Kakachi has an immense amount of cursed energy that he can manipulate remotely. Unfortunately, he has a very sickly body and heavenly restriction, so he must use his puppet manipulation to attend school as Ultimate Mekamaru. Kakachi showed off his skills during his fight against Panda at the Goodwill Event. Despite the severe toll his cursed technique takes on his body and mind, it's clear why Kakachi is already categorized as a semi-grade 1 sorcerer so early in his training. Number 16. Nobara Kugisaki. Nobara isn't called the Girl of Steel for nothing. Wielding a hammer, nails, and occasionally a voodoo doll, Nobara has defeated some of the series' most terrifying curses and has severely injured others. Nobara showed off just how far she's willing to go to win a fight during her battle alongside Yuji against Eso and Kekizu. Nobara challenged the Death Painting siblings to a deadly game of chicken after stabbing herself with a nail to drain their poison. Obviously, she's not afraid to get her hands dirty if it means she'll come out victorious in the end. Nobara is currently classified as a grade 3 sorcerer, but it's clear that she'll continue rising through the ranks. Number 15. Panda. Panda is not actually a panda. Panda is, however, stronger than even he fully comprehends. Wholly unique among Jujutsu sorcerers, Panda is an abrupt mutated cursed corpse created and raised by Jujutsu High's principal, Masamune Yaga. Besides being highly intelligent, Panda is incredibly strong and capable of exorcising curses through physical strength alone. His naturally high grade of cursed energy lets him fortify his body, making him a formidable defensive fighter. What especially sets Panda apart is his 3 inner cores, Panda, Gorilla, and a currently unidentified sister mode. In Gorilla mode, Panda's strength and speed intensify, and he unlocks his ability to use unblockable drumming beat, sending shockwaves past his opponent's defenses. Already a grade 2 sorcerer, there's no telling how powerful he'll become after fully unleashing all 3 of his cores. Number 14, Megami Fushiguro. Often stealing the spotlight, Megami certainly lives up to his family legacy. As a first-year student at Jujutsu High, he's already considered a grade 2 sorcerer whose potential has attracted the attention of the King of Curses, Sakina. Descended from the notable Zenin family, Megami inherited his line's 10 Shadows technique, allowing him to use shadows to summon 10 Shikigami to fight and devour curses. The full lengths of Megami's 10 Shadows curse technique are yet to be explored. Even so, Megami's enhanced physicality, tactical intellect, and advanced martial arts skills make him one of the most formidable sorcerers in the series. Number 13, Yujiya Tadori. Yujiya Tadori's strengths have yet to be fully revealed at this point in Jujutsu Kaisen. However, it's always well known that he's naturally gifted with impressive physical strength and agility. He's a fitting match to become Sakina's vessel, especially since he has the willpower to keep the King of Curses in check. Yuji's sheer strength and martial arts expertise, combined with his cursed energy manipulation, make him on par with many of the greatest grade 1 sorcerers. He's only eaten 3 out of Sakina's 20 fingers, but he's already incredibly strong. Fans are excited to see how Yuji's power grows as he consumes more cursed fingers. Number 12, Maki Zenin. Maki Zenin can't control cursed energy, and she can't see cursed spirits without her glasses. Regardless, she's proven herself a strong sorcerer. Maki's currently stuck with a grade 4 classification because of the power the Zenin clan holds in Jujutsu society, but everyone agrees she should at least be classified as a grade 2 sorcerer. Maki is an impressive combatant and a master of weapons. However, a polearm seems to be her main weapon of choice. Maki is skilled enough that she's able to train others, like when she trained Yuda or the first-year students. Number 11, Toganumaki. Some characters fall victim to heavenly restriction to prevent their full powers from coming out. However, in Toganumaki's case, his restraint is a choice, often considered quiet and unassuming. The second-year student is one of the most naturally powerful and talented students at Jujutsu High. Toga comes from a prominent sorcerer family and inherited the cursed technique, cursed speech, from his line. Toga was born with the snake and fangs seal on his tongue and cheeks. This infuses cursed energy into everything he says, forcing everyone who hears him to obey his commands. Since his attack commands can range from the relatively harmless sleep, to the fairly lethal get crushed, Toga limits his vocabulary to rice ball ingredients to protect everyone around him. Number 10, Aoi Toto. Jujutsu Kaisen has received praise for its versatile view on what makes a person strong. In a mystical society, not everyone needs an exceedingly showy ability to be considered a powerful sorcerer. Kyoto 3rd year, Aoi Toto, is one of the strongest Jujutsu High students and ranked a grade 1 sorcerer despite being born into a non-sorcerer family. Although Aoi Toto possesses a great amount of cursed energy, he primarily uses it to fortify his physical attacks, becoming a powerhouse on the battlefield. While the anime hasn't featured him much so far, he's already got a formidable reputation from single-handedly defeating 5 grade 1 and a special grade cursed spirits during the Kyoto Nightline attack. Number 9, Nanami. Although Nanami doesn't seem like the strongest Jujutsu sorcerer, his understanding of cursed energy manipulation is otherwise unmatched. Kendo's innate technique, ratio, utilizes a 7-to-3 grid that forcibly creates a weak point for Nanami to exploit. His technique is surprisingly effective, allowing Nanami to slice through opponents with his signature blunt blade. On top of his masterful swordsmanship, Nanami utilizes binding vows to customize his technique, seemingly to avoid exerting more effort than what's absolutely necessary. By evoking overtime, Nanami's energy output increases after his shift as a Jujutsu high employee ends. Nanami's Jujutsu magic is all about practicality, and the man prefers to work smarter rather than harder. Number 8. Chozo. Fans were immediately interested in Chozo after Jujutsu Kaisen's first season finale. They were intrigued by his punk rock appearance and wanted to know more about his relation to the other death painting wombs, Kekazu and Eso. Jujutsu Kaisen manga readers grew to love Chozo after seeing him in action. Chozo's blood manipulation makes him the strongest death painting womb thus far. He can poison people with his blood, draining their stamina and eventually depleting their oxygen. He can also convert cursed energy into blood. Chozos can also use his blood to stab and cut his opponents by hardening it and sending it in their direction. He can turn it into various different weapons or even make it explode like a supernova. Number 7. Sigurugito. Fans haven't seen the real Sigurugito in the anime quite yet. In the second season, his identity will be expanded upon. However, in Jujutsu Kaisen 0, fans were properly introduced to him and quickly realized how powerful he was. Siguru was once a student at Jujutsu High, but he eventually became known as the most notorious curse user after his hatred for non-sorcerers drove him to villainy. Siguru's technique doesn't look like much, but it's actually terrifying to think about. He can control cursed spirits by consuming them after turning them into small orbs. Siguru combined a collection of over 4,000 cursed spirits into one entity to attack Yuda in the movie. Siguru's cursed spirit manipulation is one of the most terrifying techniques in the series. Number 6. Jogo. Unfortunately for Jogo, it seems like he constantly finds himself in the worst matches for fights. This is partially his fault, since he constantly charges headfirst into battles against some of Jujutsu Kaisen's strongest and expects that he'll win. Still, it's important to remember that Jogo is a special grade cursed spirit. He literally blew his fuse and incinerated a diner full of people. His cursed techniques are certainly nothing to scoff at. In fact, Jogo's abilities even won him Sakina's praises after their battle. Number 5. Mahito. Mahito is a special grade cursed spirit and a major thorn in the protagonist's side. He prides himself on having manifested from humanity's hatred. His idol transfiguration is equally overpowered and grotesque. By manipulating the physical shape of a person's soul, he can reshape a person's body, most often using it to turn people into what look like cursed spirits and dolls. By transforming his soul, Mahito can effectively heal from life-threatening wounds, regrow his limbs, change them to suit his needs better, and complete an endless variety of physical transformations to aid him in combat, allowing him to hold his own against the likes of Nanami and Yujiya in a 2-against-1 ambush. Number 4. Rika Orimoto. Since Jujutsu Kaisen 0 took place a year before the events of Jujutsu Kaisen, Sakina was basically irrelevant to the story. However, he was still regarded as the king of curses. When there's a king, there's always a queen looming in the background. In Jujutsu Kaisen's case, its queen of curses is Rika Orimoto. Rika is a special grade vengeful cursed spirit who, as Satori Gojo suggested, proves that love is the most twisted curse of all. She's haunted Rika ever since she died in a horrible accident. Yuda unraveled her curse in Jujutsu Kaisen 0, but she still stuck around to help him fight later on in the series. Number 3. Yuda. Even though Satoru is the strongest sorcerer, Yuda has even more cursed energy than him. Yuda was the protagonist of Jujutsu Kaisen 0. When he was introduced, he was haunted by Rika, a vengeful cursed spirit. Upon enrolling at Jujutsu High, he was already classified as a special grade sorcerer without any prior experience. After honing his skills and endlessly training, Yuda became one of the series' strongest sorcerers. He even found a way to unravel Rika's curse, so she could peacefully move on to the afterlife. Before fans learned about him in the prequel movie, all they knew was that Yuda was the only second-year Megami deemed respectable. Toto also acknowledged Yuda's skills. Number 2. Sakina. Not too much is known about Yaman Sakina thus far in the anime. What has been revealed, however, leaves no question about his awe-inspiring strength. In life, it took the effort of all sorcerers to defeat him. Even so, Sakina's body was too great to be fully destroyed, leaving 20 fingers behind as cursed objects, each containing an equal fraction of his power. Despite being trapped inside Yujiya Tadori's body and limited to a fraction of his power, Sakina can easily defeat special grade curses, and his reverse curse technique can regenerate Yuji's limbs and even bring him back from the dead. Number 1. Gojo. Gojo is the strongest sorcerer on the planet. He comes from one of the 3 great Jujutsu families. He was the first to inherit both the 6 eyes and limitless techniques in 400 years. Fans are amazed every time Satoru works his magic in the series, and all of his cursed techniques are on another level of pure flashiness, while Gojo's abilities have yet to be substantially explored. He has displayed exceptional skill against special grade curses and advanced control over his technique, including the ability to activate his domain expansion, Unlimited Void, with little to no effort. Since Gojo's limited technique allows him to manipulate space at an atomic level, the full reaches of his cursed energy are sure to be awe-inspiring. Thank you very much for being with me so far. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next interesting videos.